Thank you for having us. This is a really nice experience that we get
Dr.
to...
Blake.
Yeah.
He's our family doctor, I must say. He's our only family doctor.
But I think we would like to know if you could share a little bit about your inspiration for giving back and a little bit about this journey, how you got started.
Well, thanks, Ranney. It's a pleasure being here with you and with all of you as well. It's reflective back on the 20 years we've been partners with OCCF and the small gatherings that we used to attend when we started doing our work with you guys. Well, I started my philanthropy actively in 1998 when I had an opportunity to sell my shopping center business to some good friends of ours. I think Pat Donahue and Tom Schreiber are in the audience. So I want to thank those guys for putting us on a path of philanthropy. That was our liquidity event. Thank you very much, boys. So that gave us the time and resources for Priscilla and I to decide what kind of course we wanted to take. And we decided to jump in with both feet into philanthropy. We made that choice, and we were really determined to start that journey. So that's the why, and that's the how. But the why really was how we were inspired to do that. I would say from maybe 3 different standpoints. Community was part of it. Our shopping center business took us all over Orange County. Our first small center was in 1968 in Fullerton, corner of Harbor and Bastion Cherry, a little pantry market and a few shops. And then we went on to build projects all over Orange County and many of the cities in the county. So they were, those communities were supportive of us, and we felt a need to give back to those communities. Our family upbringing was an important factor. Our parents taught us responsibility and to be good citizens. They were really good role models. They were leaders in their community. They really provided that guidance for us. And they gave us the gift of education. We all became educated, and my siblings and I all had great college education. So that was a great gift. And then the last little point of inspiration might have been those words that were etched on the gates of my alma mater, Pomona College. There's an inscription that basically reads, "Upon departing, you shall bear your added riches to benefit mankind." Pretty heavy responsibility. I didn't think a thing of it at the time, of course. I was having way too much fun in college. Paid no attention to what that meant. But years later, as I served on their board and was up there a lot, I came to realize that those words really meant we were given a great gift and had heavy responsibility to give back. So that would be my inspiration for the work and the why.
Great. After you sold the business, you made a shift from business to philanthropy. As a businessman, how did that frame your approach to philanthropy?
Well, I kind of approached it the same way. I was an entrepreneur and a risk taker, and I loved thinking of ideas. And as a businessman, you need to be driven and focused and know how to solve problems, basically. And so as we looked around to engage in philanthropy, we wanted to focus on an area that was of interest to us, and that became education, educational inequities. And problems to solve there were vast, and we learned a lot from Randy Barth and others about how to go about that work. And so, that translated the skills from business into philanthropy, setting up a good plan. I remember sitting down early on with Shelley and Todd, and not long after we met, and crafting a strategic plan. It was the first one they'd ever done, and it provided a roadmap for us for the next 5 years and 10 years. And really served us well. So those are some of the processes you translate over, and others maybe like leverage. In business, you might have looked to get leverage from loans. In philanthropy, leverage comes from bringing others along with your ideas. And we had a lot of good examples of that where, in this very room, we had several events in that initiative called Keeping Kids on Track that we started with the United Way back 20 years ago, and went on for about 10 years and attracted lots of dollars to come in to support after school service and support. our Avid Scholarship Program. We started with the Avid kids of public high schools in Orange County who are involved in this Avid program, which is fantastic. And we've been providing scholarships, but we started with just 6, and the last few years there's been hundreds of scholarships granted every year because others have come in and seen the benefit of Avid and those scholarship kids. And so that's another example. And then more recently, there's an initiative called OC Promise that we've started with OCCF's help to help our scholarship kids succeed in college and to make sure they graduate. It's one thing to get them there and another to see that they graduate. So others have joined in that, and we appreciate that too. So that's an example of leverage. And then partners are a key factor. In business, we had lots of partners, and they were a key part of our success. Same in philanthropy. We have a lot of great partners in the nonprofits that we've gotten to know and deal with, the leaders of the nonprofits. Many of you in the room are those leaders, and you're our partners, and we invest with you. And of course, OCCF has been our go-to partner for the last 20 years. It's been a great relationship. We've thought of forming our own foundation like many people in our position, staffing it up and controlling it ourselves and so forth and so on. But this relationship and this donor-advised model has so many advantages, and we really appreciate our partnership and congratulate OCCF on its 30 years. And we're glad to have been part of that.
Very good. Great. And importantly, I think for people to know, why was it necessary to involve our family in this work?
Well, it was important to us. Our family is, the center of our lives. You and your sister and brother and your spouses, and now our wonderful 4 grandkids. I wanted to be a role model to them too, and to provide guidance for all of you. So early on, we sought to draw you guys into our work, provided some small donor-advised account capabilities at OCCF. You guys started doing grants in small ways and started learning the business of philanthropy and serving on boards and getting valuable experience. And I attempted over the years to draw them into my work and saying, come on in, and just join my board and we'll do my work and it's going to be great. And there was always a bit of resistance to come in and jump on to my board or my work, and then timing is crucial. I mean, every family is different. There's dynamic. Every family has their own dynamics, and in the case of our family, you and your siblings are strong, independent, wonderful people, but you all live in different areas, so it's not easy drawing you all together to do this work. I know other families have that challenge as well. But in the end, the last 3-4 years, we learned the secret to do this, and that is to give up control. So, okay, if that's what it takes, what do you need? And so at this point, these guys are doing a fantastic job doing grant making for 50% of our annual grants. And they have their own agenda. Our values are so aligned, it's super comfortable for Priscilla and I to have them do this work, and they're doing a great job. And as we move on into our age and work, they're going to be great stewards of our resources in philanthropy. So there's that. Why don't, Ranney, let me ask you, that's my perspective on how well this has worked. And the final piece I forgot to mention is the fact that the 3 of you have gotten closer together doing this work. So it's been really a win-win for us to watch, to see the 3 of you as you've come close together to do this work. You've gotten to know each other better in new ways and respectful of each other and enjoying each other's company more than ever before. So that's a great win for us to see happen. What do you think? How do you think it's gone from your perspective? That's my take as a dad.
He's absolutely right. I think giving us that independence was crucial for this to work. He did not force his own causes or groups onto us. And as a result of that trust, we were able to develop and learn on our own. And we are all ultimately in alignment with a lot of our values, and so it has worked out very well. I mean, to work together as a family at our ages is fantastic. It's great.
And we've turned over some of the program grant making that we were doing before, particularly in education, because that's one of the buckets you serve. We've turned that over to you guys to do the site visits and the programmatic grant making that is so important and that you guys do really well. So, good job, man.
Okay, is there one final thought you would like to sum up and close with?
Well, just one of gratitude for all of you, being our partners, OCCF, being our partners, and just our own gratitude that Priscilla and I feel. We've been together almost 60 years, and we've had a long journey, and it's been a great one, and we just have a lot of gratitude for all the blessings we have, and one of the greatest blessings is being able to do philanthropy. It's a great gift. So we appreciate that, and if you could all just meet the young people that we work with, that we've gotten to know, particularly with these scholarship students, you'd see how driven and passionate and hardworking they are and determined and overcoming obstacles. You'd all be hopeful for the future as we are. So in the end, let me just say that, we're all in this together. We all need to be partners. I use the word community partners. Let's all be community partners, and let's just get out and do the work, okay?
Very good.
All right, bud. Good job.
Good job. Well done.